Hey, have you ever wondered what it really means to change the world just by observing chimpanzees in the wild? Well, today we're remembering an absolute legend who redefined conservation and inspired millions. Jane Goodall, the pioneering conservationist and chimpanzee expert who sadly passed away at the age of 91. I'm Brad Williams, and I'm here to share why Jane's life and work still matter so much today, and why her legacy is something we should all celebrate. Jane Goodall wasn't just some scientist in a lab coat. She was this relentless explorer who went deep into the forests of Tanzania and completely flipped our understanding of chimpanzees on its head. When she arrived at Gombe Stream National Park back in 1960, she didn't just observe chimps from a distance or treat them like anonymous animals. She gave them names, watched their personalities, and showed the world that these creatures, so close to us genetically, have emotions, complex social lives, and even use tools. That was groundbreaking. Before Jane, nobody accepted that animals could be so intelligent or that they could show traits like kindness or cruelty, stuff we usually reserved for humans. Her findings rewrote textbooks and broke the scientific mold. And it wasn't just about the chimps. Jane Goodall's work sparked a huge movement for environmental awareness and animal rights. Over the decades, she became this incredible spokesperson for conservation, traveling the globe, speaking at conferences, meeting world leaders, and making sure that protecting wildlife wasn't just a niche concern but a global responsibility. Her establishment of the Jane Goodall Institute helped create sanctuaries and promote sustainable development in habitats threatened by deforestation and human expansion. Plus, her Roots and Shoots program has empowered young people in dozens of countries to take action in their own communities for animals, people, and the environment. It's honestly inspiring how she connected science with activism and education in such a powerful way. What really sticks with me about Jane is the kind of optimism she carried. Even as she faced criticism, funding struggles early on, and the heartbreaking realities of habitat destruction, she kept that spark alive and believed that change was possible. She wasn't just about pointing out problems. She worked tirelessly on solutions and inspired a whole generation to care deeply about the planet, something that feels even more urgent in today's world with climate change and mass extinction looming over us. And I think that hope is what we need to hold on to now more than ever. Her personal story is pretty relatable too, and worth sharing beyond science circles. Imagine a young woman from England in the late 1950s heading off to a remote African jungle with hardly any formal scientific training, just passion and curiosity. At a time when women in science faced huge barriers, Jane broke every stereotype and showed what courage and determination could achieve. She trusted her instincts, learned from the chimps, and proved that following your passion can reshape entire fields. That says a lot for anyone watching who's chasing their own dreams or facing doubt. So, I'm curious. What's a moment when you stepped out of your comfort zone and it totally changed your life? Drop your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Also, if you think Jane Goodall's story sounds as fascinating as I do, let me know what you've read or learned about her. Have you seen any documentaries or interviews that moved you? There are some beautiful ones showing her early days and her ongoing work that really bring her spirit to life. Sharing those in the comments might inspire others too. Now, her passing at 91 marks the end of an era, but her impact? It's alive and kicking. Every time a rainforest is preserved, every education program that teaches empathy for animals, every young person who takes action for the planet, Jane is there in spirit. It's a kind of ripple effect that started with one woman observing chimps and turned into a global movement for kindness and sustainability. So next time you see a chimpanzee or hear about conservation efforts, remember Jane Goodall, because she was the one who showed us that humans are not separate from the natural world. They're deeply connected. Before I let you go, I want to say, I'm really glad we took a moment together to reflect on her life. If you appreciate these kinds of stories about extraordinary people who change the world in real, tangible ways, make sure you hit that like button. And if you want more thought provoking conversations and news that matters, subscribe and ring that bell because I've got plenty more coming your way. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Brad Williams. Don't be shy, leave your thoughts, favorite memories of Jane Goodall, or just say hi in the comments below. Can't wait to read what you have to say. Until next time, keep being curious about the world around you. See you soon.